Asian people. Asian people. I'm Asian too. Not like Asian too, but Asian too. In the mid-1900s, there's a spike in Asian immigrants due to war in Southeast Asia. Today, 18 million Americans are Asian. Despite the amount of Asian Americans today growing at a rapid pace, Asian Americans haven't really had that much representation in the US. Asian people don't really show up in movies. There was a study by the University of Southern California's Onsberg School for Communication and Journalism that only 1% of all leading roles in Hollywood were Asian. There's been a lot of whitewashing film, for example in Ghost in the Shell. The main protagonist in Ghost in the Shell is Japanese based off the original anime. But in the live action, it's played by Scarlett Johansson, which raised some controversy. Then you have a film called The Great Wall, where it's based in ancient China. It's about the Great Wall of China and monsters. And a lot of the characters are Asian, except the main character is for some reason played by Matt Damon, which kind of makes no sense, but I guess it does, but at the same time it kind of doesn't. In the Academy Awards, there's only been one Asian winner and only 12 nominees who are Asian. In film for Asian roles, there's a lot of stereotypes and cliches that Asian actors are supposed to fill. You have stereotypes like the Kung Fu Master, or the Math Geek, or the Best Friend. These stereotypes can have a major role in how Asian people are depicted. These stereotypes and how Asian people are seen can have a damaging effect on the youth that's growing up watching these films and reinforcing and naturalizing these stereotypes, or people who just aren't around Asian people. A lot of Asian men in film are seen as weaker, and a lot of Asian women are seen as more submissive, which can have an actual real-life effect. In the real world, Asian men can lose their sex appeal, and Asian women can be fetishized. And this can have even a bigger effect. For example, the model minority. The model minority is a stereotype typically used for Asian people. It entails that Asian people are very hardworking and have a lot of dignity, but lack creative or leadership skills. And we can see that this model minority stereotype that's reinforced by film and media can actually be used in things like school. There's a lawsuit against Harvard that said that it was systematically discriminating against Asian people and letting them into the school. Despite many Asian students having very high scores in tests, it said that they didn't let them in because of creative skills or leadership skills. Despite all this, lately Asian representation in media has gotten a lot better. We see a lot more movies, especially mainstream movies, where the main character and protagonist is Asian. Asian films are being recognized in Academy Awards, for example, Parasite. So all in all, Asian representation hasn't been the best, and it's had its real effects on real people. But things are getting better and things are looking better.